Here we go. It's the Bearcat Journal Nightcap brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken. Guess what? We're just a couple days away from Galactic Fried Chicken being back in action on the 4th. Can't wait. Might have to get down there fairly soon. Chad Brendel, Aaron Smith, BearcatJournal.com. I had like 4 people over the week stop me and be like, the chicken spot.
Nice.
That's the spot. So it's working. Galactic Fried Chicken is getting their return on their investment, and because the chicken's awesome. So once they get back in action and get everybody their fried chicken fix, you guys will once again be dominating the lines at Galactic Fried Chicken.
And they're back when?
The 4th, I believe.
All right.
The 5th.
Wednesday.
Tuesday's the 4th, right? Wednesday, I think they're back in action.
Wednesday.
I'm sure Shane will send me confirmation on that, and I'll get it on Twitter. But I think it's Wednesday the 5th. They're usually closed on Tuesday, so I can't imagine they're just going to be open on Tuesday for the hell of it.
Wouldn't make a ton of sense.
Right. There's not a ton today. Aaron is back. He just got back off the road today. I got a little rest today. Kelsey had a volleyball tournament. It's her first year ever playing volleyball. Her team finished second in the tournament.
Nice.
And I think 10-2 on the season.
Didn't she think that her team would beat everybody though?
No, actually there was a good parenting lesson today. So the team that they played in the championship was the team and they played the first game of the season. Oh. And they lost the first game of the season. And then they've won every game since. And then they played that team again today in the championship. And they kind of went in with the mentality that we're going to get our ass kicked. And guess what that resulted in? Getting their ass kicked. So it was a good parent teaching moment with the kid that if you play scared, you're going to get beat. Scared money don't make money, right?
I think that's why the Bengals won today, but
right. They didn't play scared. Look, actually, I'm going to make we'll talk about this more tomorrow night on the BBP, but I'm going to make a short reference tonight to what happened against the Chiefs today for the Bengals and what happened against Alabama on Friday for the Bearcats.
Okay.
The Bengals made plays.
Yeah.
The Bengals had somebody step up. That's what happened.
It took a record-setting it took a record-setting performance in all fairness.
No, but that's the point.
Okay.
To beat the best, you can't just ho-hum through and hope it's going to be enough. Right. To beat the best, you have to be at your best. Jamar Chase was a monster for the Bengals today.
So was Joey B.
The Bearcats didn't have that on Friday. And that's kind of what it comes down to. They didn't make plays. Alec Pierce had a touchdown potentially go through his hands.
Right.
Trey Tucker had a touchdown potentially go through his hands.
Right.
We've talked about this on a couple of the nightcaps I've done without you.
The muff punt.
The muff punt, they couldn't recover. They get the Brian Cook interception at the 47, and they go backwards 16 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Not just 3 and out, they go backwards 16 yards. Right. The defense played well enough to win. The special teams was outstanding.
Hats off.
The offense couldn't get to a point where guys made plays. Yeah. And if you want to beat Alabama, guess what? You got to make plays.
Gotcha.
But tonight, we'll talk. First off, Mike Denbrock official to LSU.
Right.
I talked about it a little bit last night. I definitely think all signs point towards Gino Guidugli here. I wouldn't be shocked if Luke Fickell does his due diligence and sees what else out there, but it's Gino's turn. He's been here 5 years. He was on the cusp of getting an offensive coordinator job at Central Michigan when he came to Cincinnati. I have a hard time seeing this go any other way than Gino Guidugli moving into offensive coordinators / quarterback coach, that role going forward. I would assume you agree.
I would agree that it would make a perfect sense as a fit. So then you also only have to fill a tight end coach spot at that point. So consistency has been a staple of this coaching staff, and to start to kind of get a little crazy by bringing in a new OC and then also have to potentially fill in a tight end coach, it just doesn't make sense to me.
The other problem would be if you bring somebody in,
you're going to lose Gino.
Yeah, because that's the natural progression for Gino Guidugli.
Which again would
5 years.
Which again would disrupt the whole continuity thing that they strive to keep.
And he had a huge hand in developing Desmond Ridder, who finished 8th in the Heisman voting. Like, all signs point to
a 2-star.
Yeah, all signs point to it is time for Gino Guidugli to get his shot to run this offense.
Agreed.
So we'll see where that goes. Obviously, we'll be all over it. I'm not even at this point, until I hear otherwise, I'm not going to bother with the hot board, because it's Gino Guidugli's job, unless something crazy happens. I just can't see it going any other way.
A side note: if you lose Gino, how many of these recruits do you lose? Because he's had a heavy hand.
Recruits are signed.
He's had a heavy hand. Maybe not this year, but he's had a heavy hand in a lot of different guys being here. So I'd just be shocked.
Yeah, I fully expect it to be Gino. That's not saying it's going to be Gino. That's saying my personal take on this thing is I will be very surprised if it's not Gino.
Right.
From everything I know. Otherwise, though, I want to talk about tonight was finally a chance to kind of reflect and look back on things, because for us it was a whirlwind. I know for you it was pretty similar. You took a little extra time.
I did.
In Dallas. We left Wednesday night. We got there Thursday afternoon. We went to dinner on Thursday night, which was one of my favorite dinners of all time. And then game Friday, as soon as the game ended, we packed shit up in the car and we hit the road, man. And we were gone.
I was beat New Year's Eve, man.
Oh, normally my dad and I have done this road trip thing our entire lives, basically going to sporting events. And as you know, I've gotten to be of driving age, we've gotten, we do 4 or 5 hours each. When it's time to fill up, we stop, switch spots. Next person does 4 or 5 hours. Man, we were at a point where we were switching every 120, 130 miles, because our eyes were just we were awake, but our eyes were just I can't see the road anymore. There was one point in time in Arkansas where we were driving, and I literally the lanes didn't make any sense, and I was like, I'm gonna kill us. I'm gonna kill us in this road construction in Arkansas.
I mean, on our way up today, Arkansas is where things got a little dicey, as that's where
Arkansas sucks.
Well, everything was icy. Literally, I mean, everything. It was ice. It was snow. It was a wintry mix. It then eventually was rain, but there was still ice on the road. I did almost spin the car out at one point, just moving over a lane to get out of the way of someone coming up behind me. And I hit some ice in the middle, in between the lanes, and the car kind of fishtailed out on me a little bit. I'm like, oh no,
it sucks. Don't die.
I obviously everything's okay. And I attribute everything to video games. Thank you for all that you've done over the years for me.
The experience, though, man. You went with your mom and her boyfriend. I went with my dad and Kelsey. Looking back, man, I wouldn't trade it for the world, even with the loss.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you want to say that we deserve to be there, because I think everybody would agree for the most part, at least in this fan base, that we deserve to be there. Look how much had to fall into place for us to be there. It's still crazy. So in my opinion, we probably shouldn't have been there because of how many things had to line up to get there, but we were there and we held our own. It would have been nice to have scored a touchdown. Sure.
Yeah,
but
that would have been great.
I mean, walking into the press room and having a man carving meat for us, having
that mac and cheese,
best mac and cheese of my life. I don't know. You didn't come back up at halftime, but they had a whole new food spread at halftime.
Yeah, they had chili. I'm guessing you had the same that we had downstairs in the photo room, like chili cheese nachos
Yep,
and hot dogs. And
with kraut and
did you
the
get
cake
you get
balls.
did you get the ice cream? The Blue Bunny ice cream is
We
as good of ice cream as there is.
I don't think we had that, but we had cake balls and
Uh,
cookies, and the
we
cake
did
balls
too. Yeah.
smacked, man.
That look, I've got the this was so
The North Face.
see this here. If we're not doing audio of this, so it's just video right here.
Right.
This was given to every media member. The North Face quarter zip, 3/4 zip.
Crazy.
It's comfortable as shit.
I wore it the whole day because it was colder than anticipated.
Right.
Because apparently when the sun's not out in Dallas in the winter, even though it's supposed to be 75 degrees, the wind comes through and you're cold as shit.
Yeah, it was what a phenomenal. Did you guys get a hat?
Yeah, we got
Yeah, we got
the hat that I'll never wear because it has an Alabama A on it.
I gave it to Kelly.
Yeah, I'm gonna be giving mine away as well.
Yeah. That when UC was announced into the Cotton Bowl, everybody told me this is the bowl game, like in terms of hospitality.
Right.
They were absolutely correct. And we didn't even really like spend any time at the media thing where they had 3 square meals in an open bar and video games and
competitions every night.
Yeah. Like we didn't even get to experience that.
No, they were giving away like AirPods and they were giving away like crazy gifts and stuff for winning certain competitions. Kind of wish I had the time to do that, but Dallas to Arlington was like a 15-minute, 20-minute drive. If A, you made all the right turns because those highways are hell. B, if you didn't hit traffic, and again, those highways are hell.
We didn't hit traffic. We got pretty lucky there. We stayed in Grapevine. Grapevine was really cool. Kelsey and I stopped by the team hotel and walked around that. That place is like a legit resort. It's one of the biggest hotels I've ever seen.
It says resort in the name. Of course it's a resort.
Yeah, but I mean, like some places say resort and they're not really a resort, right?
Everything's bigger in Dallas, Chad.
It was massive. It was a really cool place to like check out. They had it looked like a hotel, like a Vegas like hotel casino. It had all the shops, it had all the restaurants, had all the pools. I mean, Kelsey wants to go back in the summer for vacation. So I think we're legit going to Dallas for vacation.
I'm not sure if I'll ever go back to Dallas, but it treated me well. I was happy. I mean, of course the loss hurt, but everything else was beyond expectations as far as, again, the hospitality. The city itself was really nice. Both Arlington and Dallas. Texas Live was awesome. I got super drunk there yesterday.
Shocking.
Yeah. New Year's Eve, I only had like 3 beers and then passed out before midnight. Dallas time.
I was so tired.
I was dead, man. Dead.
I mean, it's been exhausting, this whole process, but I'm finally, after catching up on a little bit of sleep and like, doing the daughter's volleyball tournament today, which was intense, but like in terms of how my past couple weeks have gone, pretty low key.
Sure.
Looking back, man, this is one we're going to be talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't like, they played like shit in the Orange Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got their ass kicked in the Sugar Bowl.
Correct.
While Bama won this game,
it was still a game in the third quarter.
It was 17-6 in the middle of the fourth quarter.
That's a little out of reach against Bama, but
of course, but like it wasn't what happened.
Right.
It wasn't throwing 4 picks to Virginia Tech in a game you should have won.
Unfortunately,
nobody made a play, man. Nobody made a play.
Some of those plays go the other way, and all of a sudden you're talking a whole different game. But that's what happens when you play Alabama.
Yeah, of course. We'll get to this plenty more
breaking
on the BBP tomorrow night. Dave and I will be back on Wednesday with the BCJ pod. You guys on PTP are probably going to be pretty heavy Bengals this week.
There's going to be some things to talk about, and I think we have a guest. We're still he did confirm last week, but you know how things can change, so I got to double confirm with him on that. But maybe a unveiling of sorts.
A lot of Bengals talk, I would assume, on PTP.
Yep, and
rightfully so. They won the North. They beat the Chiefs.
I think the guys are going to want to get some talk in on the craziness about fire coach Wes Miller and some of the things that we've been seeing on the Facebook Bearcat Nation group. So,
hey, by the way, you know who had terrible first years at their jobs?
Luke Fickell, Mick Cronin,
Zach Taylor,
Bob Huggins.
Bob's first year wasn't terrible. They wasn't bad.
It wasn't great,
but
it was the Metro though.
But it was still decent. They went to the NIT. But in terms of very recently,
sure,
Luke Fickell should have went 1-11 in his first year. Zach Taylor went 2-14 in his first year, and they seem to have figured things out. Chill the freak out on the Wes Miller overreactions at this point in time. But we'll get to all of that this week.
Should be a lot of fun this week.
It should be a lot of fun this week. We got a lot to talk about, and a lot to talk about going forward. We'll have some other stuff to talk about tomorrow night as well. We'll get to that tomorrow night. Can't get to it right now, but we'll get to it tomorrow night.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait. That's going to do it. Thank you for joining me. I know you're tired. You've been on the road all damn day.
6:30 this morning, Dallas time. 7:30 this
7:30, yeah. But hey, we're here to bring you guys the content. You know who was the only media member outside of Dan Horde and Mo Egger who came back on the team plane? There was only one media member of his own volition that was in Dallas on Friday night and also at Fifth Third Arena on Saturday. He has two thumbs and hosts a YouTube nightly show. So
you weren't on the team plane though.
No, we drove.
Right.
I didn't get the luxury of the team plane. We bare knuckled it from, for 1,000 miles.
And Mo didn't even make it on time for the game, right?
Well, apparently they forgot to put gas in the plane. They forgot.
Just
to put
saying.
fuel in the plane,
somebody else was there on time, right?
This guy did the radio broadcast. The pregame show and the first 4 when I stopped doing the radio broadcast, it was 5-0 Bearcats. And by halftime, it was 48-25. So Dan Horde was responsible for a 48-20 run. I was 5-0 in my time.
Get us out of here, man.
Yeah, we're done. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's the Bearcat Journal Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic, a fried chicken.
See ya.